The Drake and Kendrick feud has officially reached a point nobody expected. Word is, leaked audio surfaced of Drake making some dark comments, even hinting at taking Kendrick out if he set foot in Toronto during his tour.
The interview, and he basically threatened to shoot Kendrick if he comes to Toronto.
Oh, that's crazy.
Drake later did an interview where he brushed it off, but the energy was clear. This wasn't just friendly competition. It sounded like a threat. And that was only the beginning. The recording hinted at something much deeper and way more dangerous. Because in hip-hop, beef doesn't always stay lyrical. Sometimes it edges into real-life consequences. What started as a lyrical battle between Drake and Kendrick Lamar spiraled into a conflict fueled by threats, tension, and fear. The industry heard punchlines, but the streets saw warning shots. This was no longer just rap. It was a clash of empires. And right in the middle of it all was Top 5. A Toronto rapper most casual fans never heard of until he openly threatened to shoot Kendrick if he dared perform in the city. But here's the twist. Top 5 wasn't just some random street artist. He's a known Drake affiliate. Drake even allegedly paid for his legal defense when Top 5 was on trial for murder. The streets began whispering that the two might have been plotting something bigger. So, how did we get here? It all kicked off when Kendrick and his team announced their stadium tour. Huge news for music fans. But one date stood out above all, June 12th, Toronto's Rogers Centre. Kendrick was bringing Not Like Us, the diss track heard around the world, straight into Drake's home turf. For Toronto, that felt like a violation, like an outsider walking into enemy territory waving a flag. And that's when Top 5 stepped in with his infamous threat, saying Kendrick better not roll with heavy police security. And if he came unprotected, well, the implication was obvious. This wasn't just internet talk. Even Tony Yayo, a veteran from G-Unit, said it was serious. He wasn't convinced Top 5 would pull the trigger, but he knew how fast things could escalate when rap beef mixed with street politics. And Yayo also confirmed something many forget. Canada isn't soft.
Guy Top 5 said he'll respect Kendrick if he shows up without police security, which is ridiculous. He did an interview and he basically threatened to shoot Kendrick if he comes to Toronto.
Oh, that's crazy.
Toronto has real street figures, and Drake has ties with them. Now, nobody's saying Drake ordered Top 5 to speak, but when you fund someone's defense in a murder trial and they go on record threatening your rival, it raises questions. Whack 100 even called out the myth of Drake's power in Toronto. He reminded people how Drake used to get shows shut down. Schoolboy Q, Roddy Ricch, and others had issues performing there. Yet now Kendrick was booked for the biggest venue in the city. To Whack, that meant Toronto might be signaling a shift. The crown doesn't automatically belong to Drake anymore. And that's what triggered the chain reaction. For Top 5, this wasn't only about defending Drake's name. It was about defending Toronto itself, an empire he felt Kendrick was disrespecting. Law enforcement, of course, started paying attention. Once murder threats get attached to a superstar like Kendrick Lamar, it stops being a rap beef and starts being an investigation. And that's where things pulled Drake deeper in than he probably wanted. Drake himself never directly addressed Top 5's threats, but his on-stage speeches in Florida and his playful Twitch banter suggested he felt untouchable. Still, he dodged specifics. He never denied supporting Top 5, never condemned the threats. He just danced around them. Meanwhile, the culture kept shifting. When Kendrick's name was chanted at Drake's shows, instead of de-escalating, Drake leaned into it, almost taunting. That only fueled more speculation. Was Kendrick really safe in Toronto? Because let's be clear, Kendrick is no stranger to danger. He grew up in Compton. He knows what real street life feels like. But being from Compton doesn't guarantee safety in Toronto.
Schoolboy Q claimed the show was canceled in Canada.
Canceled, so for them to book Kendrick up there like that, well, hey, listen, it's letting you know either it was a myth or how much pull he had, or they saying, hey, look, out with the old, in with the new.
I stay neutral, all of that. If the whole thing is when you...
Especially when local figures see you as disrespecting their king. The tension spiked when Whack 100 dropped another bomb. Drake's own bodyguard had been shot in Canada. Was it connected? Maybe, maybe not. But in a climate this hot, nothing feels like coincidence. And then came the leak. Audio started circulating online, allegedly capturing Drake venting about being overshadowed and hinting his people should handle things if Kendrick pushed further in Toronto. Now, the clip isn't verified, but insiders swear it's real. And when you line that up with Top 5's threats, the puzzle pieces look dangerous.
I got my head up high, my back straight, I'm 10 toes down in Florida, anywhere else I go, and I know that no matter what, it's not a on this earth that can ever fuck with me in my life.
I do music, in case you didn't know. I'm here, as you can see, fully intact. Mind, body, and soul, in case you were wondering, right?
Mind, body, and soul.
Mind, body, and soul. You need facts to take me out. Fairy tales won't do it.
The alleged quote that has fans shook, Drake supposedly told his camp. If the disrespect keeps up, make sure he don't come back from that stadium. Whether true or not, the hood doesn't wait for fact checks. The streets believe what they hear. At the same time, another angle emerged, ghostwriting. The beef had people questioning Drake's credibility again. How do you claim to battle Kendrick, one of the most respected lyricists alive? If someone else pens your bars, even 2 Chainz, who once collaborated with Drake, admitted he doesn't mess with ghostwriters and brushed off his own name being pulled into the feud. But the industry's silence around Drake was louder than any diss track. Artists he had helped, given features to, boosted onto Billboard, stayed quiet. Nobody stepped up for him, not even his own close affiliates. And that silence hurt worse than Kendrick's verses. Because here's the truth. Drake is a phenomenal artist. But Kendrick, he's from the culture. Drake studied it. Kendrick lived it. That's why when it got ugly, Kendrick didn't fold. He didn't hide behind lawyers or affiliates. He doubled down, stayed silent, and let the music speak. Drake, on the other hand, leaned into lawsuits, legal strategies, and silence. And if the leaked audio is real, maybe even worse. But no matter how you frame it, when the dust settles, people won't remember the Billboard hits. They'll remember that when Kendrick told him squabble up, not lawyer up, Drake chose lawyers.
His team is gonna make sure he's right, and he's focused. And he come from a city where he was raised in that and had to walk down the street in that. So, you know, at the end of the day, what they gonna have some sharpshooters or something? You know what I mean? What are we talking about?
And in the middle of all this, Kendrick secured the Super Bowl halftime show. Drake didn't. Whether he turned it down or got passed over, it didn't matter. The world saw the symbolism. Kendrick was crowned on the biggest stage in American culture, while Drake was stuck playing defense. Even worse, while Kendrick kept his composure, Drake's Toronto mansion became a target for attempted break-ins during the height of the drama. A coincidence? Or a warning? Nobody knows. But one thing is clear, Drake's empire showed cracks. And when the smoke cleared, Kendrick stood taller. He never flinched. He never left the lyrical battlefield. He proved his point. He didn't need to kill Drake physically. He killed him with bars and silence. Meanwhile, Drake was left with unanswered questions, lingering accusations, and a legacy dented by threats, ghostwriting scandals, and one mistake you can't erase.
How did that relationship start and then you working with him?
Through Wayne, you know, he was with Cash.
2 Chainz, why did you lie to Drake about being good? Kendrick said 2 Chainz said you good, but he lied. Why you do that?
I just think it was kind of like some wordplay because Drake and I got a song called No Lie. Mm-hmm. And so when he said he lied, I just felt like, I don't know. But I didn't take it as no kind of way. I don't think he was taking a shot at me. I've heard all type of instances where somebody wanted me to say something back. I just think it was a moment where it was about Atlanta artists.
Getting recorded. Because in the end, that's what people will remember. Not who sold more records. Not who packed more stadiums. But who stood strong when the war came. And Kendrick Lamar didn't just win the battle. He won the culture. Kindly leave your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to our channel for more news.